This is Shelley Kraft coming to you live on SNN.Live. We're coming to you from the 45th Annual New Orleans Investment Conference 2019 here in New Orleans. With me today, Mr. Jack Perkins, America's Gold and Silver. Two symbols, it's a publicly traded company, USAS on the NYSE American and USA on the TSX. Jack, welcome to SNN.Live.
Thank you, Shelley. Thanks for having me.
It's good to have you. Let's get started with a brief overview of the company, and we'll go from there.
Great. America's Gold and Silver is a North American precious metal producer with 3 assets in North America.
Jack, let's get a little history on the company, if you would.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I think the most interesting recent history is America's Gold acquisition of Perkins Gold, which we closed in April of this year. That's allowing us to transition from a silver producer to a gold and silver producer.
So, what would you say is your biggest competitive advantage?
Well, I think our biggest competitive advantage is as we transition from a silver producer to a gold and silver producer, we're going to be producing a tremendous amount of cash from the Relief Canyon asset, which, by the way, is in Nevada and is expected to produce at about 800 all-in sustaining costs.
What's grade, if you would?
The grade there is about 0.7 grams per ton.
And what's the size of the resource?
It's about 650,000 ounces proven probable.
Now, what's unique about the company?
Well, what's unique about the company is that over the last year we've gone from America's Silver to America's Gold and Silver, and so we're going to see about a 500% increase in precious metals production by 2021, which, as you can understand, is a pretty big sea change for us.
Why did management decide to buy a gold property?
Well, I think it's a matter of buying the right assets at the right price, and Relief Canyon offered an opportunity for America's Silver at the time to significantly increase precious metals production at very high margins.
So tell me about additional assets.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, we also have 2 silver assets, the Cosalá mine in Mexico. It's a very profitable mine, and also the Galena mine in Idaho. We recently announced a 60-40 joint venture with Eric Sprott at Galena.
So even though you're a producing company, are you still exploring it all?
Yeah, actually, part of that joint venture at Galena will be to put about $7.5 million into exploration at Galena. We also expect to be exploring at Relief Canyon, where we have a land package of about 30,000 acres, and the resource is open in 3 directions.
So what's your background, and tell us a little bit about some of the other management team.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I actually came to the company from Perkins Gold, so I've been with the Relief Canyon asset for the last 6 years. Our management team is very experienced. Many of them came from Barrick, and specifically our CEO, Darren Blasutti, spent 15 years doing business development for Barrick. So we have an extraordinary management team that has a history of bringing mines into production on time and on budget.
Now you're a public company, so only tell me what you can based on prior press releases. What are some of the growth drivers going forward into 2020?
Well, that's really easy. I mean, we're moving to higher grade silver zones at the Cosalá mine, so you're going to see an increase in silver production. And we're also moving to bring Relief Canyon into production. We're expecting to pour gold there next month.
Jack, let's get your website out for more information, if you would.
Yeah, absolutely. It's americas-gold.com.
Ladies and gentlemen, Jack Perkins, America's Gold and Silver. 2 symbols, it's a publicly traded company, USAS on the NYSE American and USA on the TSX. I'm Shelley Kraft, this is SNN.Live, and we're coming to you live from the 45th Annual New Orleans Investment Conference 2019 here in New Orleans. Thanks, Jack, for coming on.
Thank you, Shelley.
My pleasure.